This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Hello News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things, and we talk about the hot topics of the day and all the political tea. Look, guys, y'all see me? I'm dressed in my Sunday's best because what? We gonna go to church today, okay? Because Senator Jones, he ushers us into the spirit on Monday with his endorsements from the 12 pastors. So today, y'all know I had to give it up for the Lord. I got on my good church shoulder pads. I got on my good church suit. I got my good church earrings. These my grandma earrings. Rest in peace, Carrie Elizabeth Tate. Hey, what's up? I see y'all in the chat. Y'all already know how y'all are my favorite co-hosts. Let me see who in the chat today. What's up, JJ? Hey, y'all already know. Like, subscribe. Get us up there, get us the viewers so we can get monetized. We're almost there. We got the 500 plus subscribers. Now we need to get those watch hours. So share, share, share. We're this close to getting monetized. Okay. So make sure y'all share. What's up, Claudian? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, giving pastor's wife, the preacher's wife. Now behold the lamb. Hey, what's up, Andrea? Yes, we are here. Yes, we are here. Oh, RIP to all the grandmas who taught us about church and dressing in our Sunday's best. Carrie Elizabeth Tate. Yes, not the good church shoulder pads. Yes, 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 yes. We are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. And we have an amazing show today. I'm so excited too. We have some dope guests. We're kicking off our first candidate interviews, and we're kicking it off with Miami Gardens. You already know that's the best way to kick this off. I'm from Carroll City, so what other way than to kick it off with some candidates from Miami Gardens, right? So yes, yes, yes. Let's now behold the limb. Let's now behold what the candidates is gonna tell us today. But before we get into the candidates, in our candidate interviews, we're going to get into a hot topic that is burning up the streets, y'all. Let's get into it. And y'all know we have some graphics. I forgot about my graphics. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. If you new here, then you new to the graphics. We had that when we first was kicking things off. But our first topic of the day is, and look, let me get my things up because we got to be ready for the kids, right? Because today I got my talking points. I have my things. Now, where I should, I'm tripping. Here it go. Here it goes. So I got my things. Okay. So we want to also too. I want to give this disclaimer. For any candidate that is running for office, Hilo News is committed to giving all candidates the opportunity to share their vision with voters. And this election season, we'll be interviewing candidates across several key races. Those races will include Miami Gardens races, congressional districts 20 and 24, also to Senate race 34, and state representative races 108 and 109, and one judicial race. So we'll have those going for you guys, but we will be trying to do as much coverage as possible. We'll be doing questionnaires on our website. So this year, I'm taking on as much as I can. When it comes to content. So we trying to be voter central over here. Okay. Sis, can I get a little bit of Bible before the Bible study starts? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Melodies from heaven rain down on me. Okay. And they was raining down on Shevrin on Monday at his endorsement event. Right. And so I just want to get into our we gonna break up the pastor endorsement into different parts because I'm gonna weave in our candidate interviews into that, right? So we're gonna get into this just for a little bit before we bring on our first guest. So the endorsement event featured 12 prominent South Florida pastors. Um, and I just want to know from you guys, what do you think the role of faith leaders are when it comes to their influence on the black communities and and voting? For me, I thought it was a really really strong show of like support from the faith community, and we know the role of the black church in our in the black culture. So I thought that it did say something, that in those endorsements and their stamp of approval meant something. Now other candidates have faith people of the faith or the clergy that are endorsing them too. But I think that it says a lot that an openly gay black man got endorsements from heterosexual black preachers praying over him. That says a lot. That sends a message on where we are in our culture, you know? And so I think that it was really, 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 really a strong sign of support. Let me see what you guys are saying. Black churches are the cornerstone of black communities. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And so I think, the symbolism of what they did on Monday, shows that. Um, and I also too wanted to talk on like why campaigns seek endorsements from respected community leaders. From some people, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days. For some people, that cosign of that person saying, "Hey, you trust me, I trust this person. I would like to, tell you that I'm, backing them." It does give people a little bit of push, but I wouldn't say it's the end all be all. We actually had a senator and congressional candidate for District 24, Shevrin Jones, on our That Part podcast last night. Go check it out. It's a dope, dope, dope interview. And it actually influenced a lot of the conversation that we're going to have tonight, right? And that's why we're going to be talking about the black church and the role that LGBTQIA people play in black church and their place in black church, and have we evolved? Because the conversation went there last night. So y'all got to go watch it. But I'm gonna give you a little preview of it to today as well. But I just wanted to, touch on those things. And also I wanted to say that some of the preachers, share very strong views. They was they were saying how they felt about the candidates, and it very much was known who some of the shots are being thrown at. And we'll get into that later. We'll get into all the tea of that later. But it showed to me the where we are in this race, and how a little bit how divided we are. Like, do y'all agree that it feels like division in this congressional district 24 race? And even though I do feel like, many of the candidates are very capable to do the job, um it just feels like everybody wants their fave to win. Everybody wants their fave to win. Okay. Hey, keep how y'all doing tonight? Hey, it's okay, Ma. You ain't missed too much. What's up, Mama Keeper? But I just wanted to get into the significance of it all, of the pastors, before we get into our first guest. And when he gives me the thumbs up that he's ready to go, I will bring him on the stage. Um, so I'll wait for that sign from him. But I'll give y'all just a little short intro of who our first guest is. He is a candidate named Rod Mack. Return of the Mac once again. Um, and he is running for Miami Gardens Council seat 4. Uh, some people may know him, some people may not, but I wanted to give him an opportunity to share his story and why he deserves his your vote. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show our very first guest, our very first candidate interview, Mr. Rod Mag. Y'all show him some love, some fire, some claps in the chat. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Rod? Welcome to the Can We Talk podcast, followed by Hello News. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's up? Can we talk?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Look, see, I'll give this disclaimer. If you coming in on a Thursday show, y'all gonna get the theatrics and all the
Uh,
extraness. We gonna be. I'm
I'm
also gonna be doing a
listen.
show on Tuesdays too for
Mm,
candidate interviews only. But if I
mm,
weave you into that Thursday show, just
yeah.
know I'm coming with it. Okay.
Okay. I watch how low. I watch how low. So I want to bring the right energy for a Thursday show. I watch you, so I want to bring the right energy today.
Okay,
Mm,
let's go. Let's
let's
go.
go.
Look, and we're gonna jump right into it because I want to make sure you get all your time to answer
Absolutely.
the questions, right?
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. And my
Mhm.
first question is introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what inspired you to run for Miami Garden City Council.
So again, I heard you give an introduction, but my name is Rod Mack. I'm from the community. I was raised in Miami Gardens. I went to Myrtle Grove Elementary School. I went to Parkway Middle. I went to Lake Stevens Middle. I graduated from Pace High School where I played football. I went on to the University of Miami. Worked in finance for over 2 decades. Worked with athletes and family members, but I'm most known in the community for my work with our young people. Helping establish Miami Gardens Ravens, where we helped a lot of young men and women, with discipline and skills necessary to succeed on and off the football field. Doing that work, I had opportunity to work hand in hand with parents, grandparents, and other community leaders. And in doing that, it recognized that, our community deserves leadership that's present, that's accountable, and focused on the people that call Miami Gardens home. And so that inspired me to get involved in this race because I just feel like, we're here and we need that type of leadership at this point.
Thank you for, giving us that intro and breaking that down so people could get to know you better.
Mhm.
I want to get into the job that is,
Mhm.
city council.
Yep.
So I want to know, why are you the right person for the job? What professional, community, volunteer, or leadership experience have you had the best? Have you had that best prepares you to serve on the City of Miami Gardens City Council? And please share specific examples of work that you've done that translates to the responsibilities that you'll have if elected.
So number one, I have a program within the community in which I've been a leader. I am a leader, a business owner, um, a team member. Been a team member my entire life. My educational background, I think, is unique in this race. I have dual degrees in finance and business management. I've worked on Wall Street for a number of years. I've developed financial plans, budgeting, and things of the nature that I think the city's in the point that we need that type of leadership. We need that type of expertise. I'm a business owner. I'm used to leading groups of people. I'm used to giving direction. Also, I've been a team member for most of my life, so I'm used to being a part of a group that's working for something, collectively working for something bigger than myself, a common goal that we all share. I think those things set me apart. I'm a homeowner in the community. I'm a property owner, so I understand the long term, or I'm very, very concerned about the long term effects of the growth of the community, and I think that sets me apart from other people that's in this race.
Okay, okay. All right, talk your talk. So my next question is about the residents. One of the issues residents consistently raise is traffic around Hard Rock Stadium during major
Mhm.
events. What solutions would you support to reduce traffic congestion and improve the quality of life for nearby residents while still embracing the economic benefits the stadium brings to the city?
Right. That's a good question. I think that we all recognize what the stadium brings to our community. It's one of our greatest economic engines to our community. It brings jobs, tourism, spotlight on local businesses. But however, it also with traffic, it also brings an unfair burden upon our residents that live near the stadium. I think that we can balance both, right? So the first thing that I would do once elected is I would work with the stadium, FDOT, local law enforcement, and the county to make sure that we can improve traffic management before, during, and after games. So that's the first thing that I would do. Secondly, I would advocate for programs that had offsite remote parking. So that way we
Mm.
can have remote parking, and obviously the less vehicles, we can make it easier for visitors not to drive their car within the city. I think obviously it'll reduce the amount of traffic, and I think that'd be great for the city. But uh, the major things that are needed would be long term, to be honest. So and that is uh, understanding and getting that Miami Gardens or the stadium should be a regional hub, or regional transit hub for our area, whether that be increasing or advocating to increase express shuttles on game day, but ultimately permanent transit to the community with that rail. That's the permanent solution. Just the amount of bodies that are driving into the city needs to be decreased. So those things, but ultimately as well is including or having a panel that included residents or representatives from local neighborhoods, the stadium, uh, or public safety works, and uh, Miami and city council to meet to discuss events and ways to improve that. I think our residents deserve a seat at the table and a voice.
I've not heard that as a solution. So thanks for bringing that, like, different idea about like having a board, so
Hmm.
to speak,
Yeah,
to
we need a
to speak
voice.
to what happens at the stadium.
Absolutely.
My next question, it kind of piggybacks off of that. Miami Gardens continues to grow and attract new development. What is your vision for the city's future? What types of development do you support, and how would you balance economic growth with protecting the character of existing neighborhoods? And just to kind of dig into something that I've heard and
Hmm.
you know. From residents over the years, it's like it feels like Miami Gardens is having a custody battle over, do they want to have a entertainment district and it be an entertainment destination, or be like a truly completely suburban area where there's mainly homes and the
Hmm.
residential areas. So I definitely want to know your thoughts around like development, but how do you balance that between
Yeah.
the comfort of residents?
I think you could do both. I think Miami Gardens is a unique place. We have the land space. We have different neighborhoods structured differently. I think we can have both. We can have our suburban living and also have our entertainment districts within the city. That has to happen with being well planned. Those things have to be well planned. The comprehensive city plan is needed. But any growth that I would support will be, first of all, be commercial. Any growth that's commercial tax base, I want to grow commercially, so our commercial tax base, because I hear a lot, speak to with a lot of our residents. We're very, very concerned about property taxes. So growth
Hmm.
has to be responsible and has to be smart. And the first way we can reduce those property taxes or that burden on our residents is to grow our commercial tax base, whether that be hotels, retail space, office buildings, things of that nature that can spread that tax burden away from our residents, our homeowners. That's the first. And every another growth outside that would be we have to grow. I will promote responsible growth within it. The way we will grow our neighborhoods smart. So again, that we can increase home values without putting the burden of tax increases on our residents. So that's the type of growth that I would support.
Thank you for breaking that down. Um, and my next question still is, resident related. Residents
Hmm.
often tell us they're concerned about public safety, property taxes, illegal dumping, and unpermitted campers or RVs being parked in residential yards. Of
Hmm.
these issues or others that you've heard from residents in your district,
Yeah.
which would be your highest priorities, and what actions would you take to address them?
So first and foremost, the first thing that I think a couple of those issues are couple you could couple together. And when I say that, number one is safety. If you don't feel safe in your community, nothing else matters. The price of the home that you're paying for, tax base, none of those things matter if you don't feel safe in your home. So the first thing we want to address is public safety. But I do believe addressing the RV situation is part of public safety, because when you have undocumented RVs parked in backyards, we have no idea who's living in those RVs.
Point.
And so those things go hand to hand for me. Uh, Tax base, again, I told you how I would address that. One of the ways I would address that and is addressing through expanding our commercial tax base. So I would address that in that area. But for me, it would be public safety. It would be public safety in the addressing the RV situation. Will be first, and those things are tangible. When you start talking about property tax, it's a lot that goes into that. A lot of our property tax is on only about 30% of our property tax actually goes to the city of Miami Gardens.
Oh, really?
Another portion, yeah, 2/3 go to the city, go to the county, and you also talk about paying the school board, water, and other areas that our tax base uh, goes towards. So fixes that are tangible would be, obviously our safety in the community, and illegal dumping and things of that nature.
Thank you for breaking that down and explaining that. Um, Tony Terry is one of our keepers, so if I'm laughing at some of his comments, he's kind of funny. He asked, I
Okay.
actually want a sidebar. He said, "Who you got for Jazz in the Gardens? If you had a wish list of a lineup." I'm actually curious, and I think that's a good question,
Tony,
and it's a
Tony,
very high low question.
who asked that question?
I'm asking you, who would be your
No, no,
wish
no. I
list?
want no. I want to ask the person who asked you first, because you repeat. Now I want to address them. What's his name?
Oh, Terry,
What's up, Terry? How you
Tony
doing, man?
Terry.
What's up, Tony? Listen, I, that's a good one, man. Anybody who knows me know how I feel about Mary J. Blige. So if it was up to me, Mary would be here every year. Every year, Mary J. Blige will be here. So if it was up to me, Mary J. Blige would be like our Frankie Beverly and Mays was for um, Jazz. I mean, for the Essence. I have Mary every year because I just love Mary. After that, we could talk about it. Um, I'm a '70s baby, so the rap music. I have to have some of that stuff, but
Okay,
that
okay.
goes without.
I could do that lined up. I could do that
Hmm.
lined up.
Hmm.
Thank you for taking that on the fly comment from one of our
Yeah.
viewers. But that's why I like doing it live. People get to ask questions
Hmm.
right in the moment. I'm glad,
Yeah.
people coming on live. I'm glad y'all not scared to step in on the high low with us.
Please, please do.
My next question is about serving on the city council can be challenging, especially when residents
Hmm.
are frustrated or emotional. How do
Hmm.
you personally handle pressure, criticism, or conflict? Can you share an example of a time you had to lead through a difficult situation or respond to a strong public criticism?
So for myself, I've been in positions of, fortunately, being a football player, uh, I've been in situations of just being um scrutinized publicly. That's I understand that. I know what comes along with that job. Nothing could prepare me for this role more than being running a youth football program. Believe it or not, anytime you in the position that you're dealing with someone's child, that public criticism, or making decisions that may not be popular. I'm a business owner. Again, I'm a business owner. I'm a leader of men. I'm a leader of organizations. I'm totally comfortable making unpopular decisions, but decisions that are best for the community, best for the organization. I've done that my entire life. I've been in those situations. I've had to deal with public scrutiny from a number of different areas. That comes with success, and I'm totally comfortable with that.
Okay, okay. Um, And my next question is, Miami Gardens has seen some tense moments during city council meetings,
Hmm.
including disagreements between elected officials and exchanges with residents that have sometimes disrupted meetings. What
Hmm.
does professionalism on the dais mean to you? And how would you help maintain decorum while still allowing residents to feel heard? And the reason why I wanted to ask this, and I'm asking this to all Miami Gardens
Hmm.
candidates that come on the show, is because we've seen some intense moments. And
Hmm.
I just, I want to know as you're walking into this job, like what are your thoughts on that and keeping decorum and what that means?
Yes. So for me, understanding that, right, I'm running because I want to be a voice for my community, and I want to be a representative for my community. So that means I'm not sitting in that seat for Rod, right? I'm not just representing Rod. I'm representing the seniors in the community that help build it. I'm representing young families. I am a I'm there as a proxy for everyone that put their trust in me. So how I behave, the way I show up is very, very important. I was always taught in every walk of life, I'm not going to embarrass myself, my family. I'm not going to embarrass the residents who put their trust in me. Um, Understanding that, that because I am elected, does not give me the right to, to disrespect the residents. Understanding that that's going to be part of it, knowing that, that that scrutiny comes with it, right? If you want the spotlight, you want to be in a position of leadership, that you're going to have to be able to deal with criticism. Everything is not going to be praised. You're going to make decisions. You're going to have to be able to deal with them and learn from them. So, just my background prepared me for that, and again, something I'm totally comfortable with.
Okay. And there's a good question in there from Juice to
Mhm.
Find that I'm gonna come back to, but I want to get to my next question. Every campaign needs a strategy. What do you believe is your pathway to victory in this election? What communities, ideas, or messages do you believe will resonate most with voters?
I think the point. So my pathway to victory is the doing what I'm doing. No one's knocked on more doors than me in the community. No one's been more accessible to the residents than I have in the community. I think those things are paramount in this race. I think I know from talking to my fellow residents. We're ready for change, right? We're ready for change. We need leadership. We've had too long. This election is not this race is not based on promises. It's based on work. It's based on trust, and I think I bring that. It's a total difference from speaking for myself and having my own voice. Uh, Not everyone can say that in this race, and I think the residents are ready for a change. I represent that change. I'm part of this community, and I'm when I say I'm part of this community. Every church that I go into, every time I speak into a local church, anytime I speak into a local business, there's someone in that room that I've had personal contact with that can verify my message. What I'm saying is true because I'm really from here. I have not. I just didn't sleep in Miami Gardens. I was raised. I grew here, and I've been here doing the work on the ground. And doing that work on the ground is my pathway to victory.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Um, And before I get to these last two questions, I want to get to this question from Justify. What can
Yeah.
you do to get more trees planted and green spaces in District 4? It's hot and getting hotter. And Justify, do you live in District 4? Let us know. But what's your answer to that, Rod?
How can we get more green space in
Mm-hmm.
Miami Gardens? I think that's part of the initiative. Getting uh modify or our park space. Number one, getting more greenery in our park space. Doing some more development of some of the parks inside our district. Working with Public Works and finding the budget for those dollars, whether that's private dollars. Working with some of our local businesses. And for myself, you know businesses and developers can't come to the community when on my watch without giving something to the community. It just can't take. So some of that green space, some of those trees, some of those things that we want would have to be delivered. And for me, again, I'm running this race on one simple belief: the growth of Miami Gardens should benefit the people that call Miami Gardens home already. And so any growth that happens for me, will that will be a part of it.
Okay. There's another good question here. Do you plan to continue any initiatives of Councilwoman Wilson, who currently holds the seat for?
Do I continue to
Do you plan to continue
repeat?
any of the initiatives that Councilwoman Wilson has started?
So I love her work with autism. I want to continue that. I want to definitely be a part of that. I want to our I will do some things differently, but I definitely believe in the Juneteenth celebration. How it's done will maybe look a little bit different under my watch, but I do believe in that as well.
Okay, okay, cool. And this next question is from Claudia Hibbert. Miami Gardens currently has down payment assistance programs of 20K, but it tends to change from down payment to beautification, et cetera. With values going up, how do you plan to increase that down payment?
How do we sit when Miami Gardens currently has? Repeat that question for me again.
Can you see the screen? I'll read it for you if you can't see it.
Okay, okay. I
No,
can read it.
Miami
You're
Gardens.
right.
No, I wasn't sure. That's why I'm leaving it up on the screen. Miami Gardens currently has down payment assistance programs of 20,000, but it tends
Mhm.
to change from down payment to beautification, etc. With values going up, how do you plan to increase that down payment?
By going through our budget and finding the funds to do so, by streamlining our budget, getting rid of a lot of waste, and finding extra dollars to put towards that program.
Okay. And Taryn, this is what his take on traffic situation, residents being blocked out the road. Usage restrictions led to residents being able to make extra money that live near the stadium or even bring a friend or family member to their residence during
Yeah,
events. I think we kind of touched on this before, but I'm not
yeah,
sure if you caught the beginning part of the interview, Taryn, where we talked about traffic. But
hmm
let me see if she's asking something different.
yeah.
Um, I guess, like, people being able to make extra money or bring a friend or family member to their residence during events. So, is that mainly what you're asking about? Like, because I know people can't do that anymore if I'm correct. Taryn, if you can clarify in the comments, that'll help us out. Let me just see if there's any other questions here. What initiatives did the councilwoman have? Curious. Oh, hey, Mike. What is its plan to get Murder Grove to the finish line? We are 10 plus years behind on the GOB
So,
bond.
so I grew up on Murder Grove Park. I went to summer program there. I swam in the pool. I played on the basketball court. I did everything. I grew up on that park. Right now, my youth football program participates on that park. My Within 2 years of me being it, that we will have groundbreaking on Murder Grove Park. I guarantee you that.
Okay. I like it. I like that. And let me see if anybody else has something in here. All right, I just wanted to get through everybody's questions. Thank you for being a trooper and taking those rapid fire questions.
No
Uh,
problem.
right. Before we
Yes.
let you go, why should the people of Miami Gardens trust you with their vote? In 1 or 2 minutes, make your case directly to the voters watching tonight.
You've already trusted me with your most prized possession. That's your children. Many people in the community, thousands of family members, thousands of kids have come through my program. You've already trusted me with your kids. You see the work that I can do. We're open for change. Miami Gardens is in a place where we need real leadership. We need people who have been here before. We need a different type of educational background. We need a different type of experience. We need homeowners. We need people who understand what it feels like to be a homeowner within the city. We need leadership that you can trust, that you can count on, and that's focused on the people that live in Miami Gardens. That's put Miami Garden residents first. That is over interests that have contributed to your campaigns, over outside forces controlling candidates. Like, those things don't exist here. You know who I am. You've worked with me. You've seen what I've done in other areas, and watch me do it this way.
Thank you. And is there anything that you would like to touch on before we let you go? Anything that you would like to share with our audience? This is your time now to, get it off your
Uh,
chest.
just for me, I think one of the most important things for myself, is I'm focused on a few things. That's cleaner, safer neighborhoods. I'm focused on responsible and respecting our seniors, support for our seniors. I want to have a community where families thrive and businesses grow. And I want to have better pathways for our youth. I grew up in this community as one of those youth. My road has not always been straight. I came up on the rough side of the mountain, so to speak, and so we have grace for our other young people in this community, and I want to support them because the community has supported me and watched me grow, and a lot of people can attest to the person I am now. I had the opportunity to grow into this person. I'm not the person I was from 20, 30 years ago. And I'm proud of that. And I was able to grow within this community. And I want to create a space that our young people can continue to grow within this community.
That's what's up. Look, look, before you go, let people know how they could follow you, volunteer, donate, social media, give them all
So
the things.
you can volunteer, donate, all that. Vote for the number four, rodmack.com. So that's vote the number four, rodmack.com. My You can follow me on IG at Mack, MACK, the number 4, real. You can follow me on IG, and I'm on Facebook as Rod Mack. So I appreciate I can use your support. Come out and let's get it done.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rod. I appreciate you for being a good sport, for taking, getting on our
Th-
live, the
Thanks for
keepers over here.
thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be the first person to kick this thing off. And
Yes.
hello, I can watch. I appreciate you. I appreciate the rapid response questions and this platform that you create. I think is dope. I think it's what we need, and you making it cool for politics, cool for our young people, and that's really important. I think you're making politics cool for our young people. You're presenting the information in a way that you have to meet people where they are. So I think the way you're doing it now is you're meeting our young people where they are, and you're making them want to be engaged, and that's so important. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. You real cool. You used to play football for and all that stuff. For you to say that we making things cool, I
Absolutely.
appreciate that, Mr. Mac. Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rob, for coming on the show. We appreciate it. And guys,
Yes.
if you support Rod, show some love in the chat. Thank you for coming on.
Okay. Have a good one.
I appreciate you too.
Uh,
Y'all, that was really, really dope. Yo, and I'm glad y'all ain't get I love it. The keepers don't play it. I'm gonna have to go back in because what I'm doing is I'm gonna try to ask the candidates all the same core questions. Of course, if they say something, I'll ask a follow up, and also too, if you guys are asking questions specific, I'll ask them as well. But I'm gonna make sure I go back and ask our next guest who is also running for Miami Gardens council seat for some of those same questions. So if you guys see me scrolling through the comments, that's because I want to give her an opportunity to be able to answer some of those same questions. So we're gonna take a little bit of break before we get into our next interview. But we want to get into part two of the conversation from the melodies from heaven raining down on Shevrin Jones and giving him the blessings of the Lord. The blessings of the Lord is here. Hey, Shevrin said, look, I may not got the torch, but I got the blessed oil. Okay. You don't want to play with Chev. Look, who's higher than God? But look, when y'all predicted this in the comments, right? Y'all predicted. Look, it was definitely giving it was definitely giving the theme song the amen. It definitely was. I wish I could remember all the words right now, right? But when I went, so before the event, my mama said, "I bet you they play melodies from heaven," and then my former co-host and friend Munch put a picture because I was like, "What y'all think this gonna be?" He put a picture of Obama from 2008 with all these pastors praying for him, and when that happened. I said, "Oh, the keepers are prophets." Because when they played melodies from heaven, I almost screamed. I said, "How did they know?" And when they all crowded Shevrin and started praying for him, I said, "How did the people know this was what they was going to do?" Matter of fact, let me pull up Halo News's website so y'all could see what happened. And also too, I'll drop the link so you guys could read the article as well. But it was melodies from heaven, anointing Chevron. But you know what? As a church girl, I appreciated it. And I love that, he was getting that support. Like we said, we were talking earlier about like the significance of it, him being an openly gay black man, and these, black men are supporting him and loving on him. So I thought that was really, really a really cool public gesture, right? Now, what that means and how that equate to votes, we still won't know until it's over. Word to Mr. Wilcox from Trash Power Stadium. But yeah, let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Part two, melodies from heaven, rain down on me. Hey, rain down on me. Hey, 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 take me in your arms and hold me close. Ah, rain down, rain down. It's oily over there. Look, they had that oil dripping down at Chevron chin. And my mama called him Shervin, so I'ma call him Shervin. Okay. And when I saw Senator Jones, I said, I'm gonna have to talk about this on my podcast. He's talking about take it easy on me, sis. Take it easy on me. But you know what I love about Shevrin? He's a good sport. He can take a joke. So I hope he doesn't take anything to it. And the way we carried on about that torch, we're actually taking it light, okay? Because if he knows how the keepers get it, you just caught it, Velveeta. It was the Holy Spirit. Yes, it is the Holy Spirit in you. Come on now. But I thought Shevin Oliver was still cool. The Miller I got today says otherwise. Ooh, Dominique, send it to my DM because I thought they were still cool from what I know. What? What don't happen? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. But we gonna keep it positive and neutral over here for we cool with the guys. So we gonna keep it cool over here. But DM that to me. It was raining that night. And you know what? Thank you for bringing that up, Miriam. Miss Miriam, that is also too. There was about 150 people that showed up in the rain. I almost turned around. It was a down power line. I was like, girl, everybody know when we people from Miami, we don't like doing nothings in the rains. We don't like doing nothings in the rains. And the fact that the people showed up and stayed and cheered and clapped and prayed and caught the Holy Ghost with Chevron says a lot. Now, I will say this. I was looking for an endorsement, a grand endorsement, but I guess the grandness was the pastors, and they did announce the endorsement from Commissioner Alexander Davis out of Broward County. So that she's a big deal up there as well. So that was a part of the ceremony and the events there. But the mood in the event in the church was it was like a rally a little bit. Like it was like church service to me. Like that's what it was. Like the passing of the torch was very much theatrics. It was a festive time, but this was giving like let's give reverence to the God Father who's leading my life. Like that was the energy of it. Yep, the Millers are going out. They aren't playing fair. Ooh, okay, 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 all right. So yeah, they rained down that oil on a Chevron, and we all of us in the press, we fighting trying to get the pictures. I'm glad I got this nice picture for High Low News. Do y'all see the hands? Lay down on him. Okay. I gotta I gotta show y'all the picture. Do y'all know that picture from Obama? Oh my gosh. It looked just like this. And Munch put it in our on our post. I got to see if I can get to it, but I just shared the link to the article so anybody who wants to read it to get just an understanding of what happened at the event, you got it there. Um as we gear up for our next guest who's coming on and I'm excited to have her. Let me see what you said. Uh almost all elected officials from Opalaka was there too. That said something. Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. The Opalaka officials definitely were in attendance. Look, if you were there on Monday, first of all, if you ain't come say hi to me, shame on you. But if you were there on Monday, put there or I was there in the chat because I would love to know, who was there and attended as well. They had signs. They were praying. People were catching the Holy Ghost. Yes, Shepherd. Yes, Lord. I heard that. I'm not even exaggerating. They was doing that. If you was there at the chat, I'm not lying. Um, and it was definitely different. It was a different vibe from the torch event, definitely for sure. What's up? Shine on me, shine on me. Got on the road. Oh, help me from the road, Lord. Help me find my way. Oh, Lord. Shine on a light from heaven, Lord. Shine on me. Oh, I was trying to remember the words to that. I was trying to remember the words. They actually went live and I shared the links on my Facebook pages. So if you want to watch the events, you can. Um, but when we finish our interview, we're gonna okay, I was there. And how do you Mommy artist now. Shout out to my media sister over there. Wasn't the vibe like church service? Yep, Amber, you were there. Hey, shout out to my good girl Amber. But it was definitely giving. Let's give honor and praise to God, who is Lord over our lives for the Latter Day Saints. Let's bless Chevron. Let's pull the Holy Spirit down for His soul, for Him to get the strength. That was praying for. Like, let me make myself bigger for this. That was praying for Chevron. They said pray for his body, pray for his needs, pray for his nutrition in his body, pray for that he get the strength to walk through the streets of gold, to knock on the people's doors. Like they was praying for every part of Chevron's being. Okay, the announcement that was made was the Opalaka officials who endorsed Chevron. So like looked like all of like to someone's point, like all almost all of the Opalaka officials were there supporting Chevron, and also to Alexandra Davis out of Broward County was an endorsement. Now here's the thing. The tea, you know what? I'm gonna get into that after the fact. I'm not even finna. We're not gonna get into that before my interview. I want to stay in my Oprah church show the past vibe, and we'll get into that because we got company, and I want to keep a good classy energy for this classy woman that's coming on the show. So if she cuts her camera on and she gives me a thumbs up to let me know that she is ready, I will bring her on the show. Okay, yes, the lady across from me was screaming Liberty City when Pastor Dunn was breaking it down. Yes, she was. It was very inspirational from the top of his head to the roots of his feet. Was surprising how the pastors came out so good it wasn't afraid to throw their shots. Yeah, we're gonna get into that after our guest. I see her, she's ready. If she gave me the thumbs up, I think she did. Okay. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show Mykita Cherry Prime. She is running for Miami Gardens Council seat 4, and she is here to tell you why she wants your vote. Welcome to the show, girlfriend. Hey.
Hey, Janae. Thank you so much for having me.
No, you are so welcome. Look, can I just say this? This has nothing to do with the interview. I love saying your name, Mykita Cherry Prime. Something about that Cherry Prime is just it's so fun to say.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm not going to lie, I do watch your podcast. The torch and the hat and the flower was phenomenal. I just want to let you know that.
I'm still scared of Frederica about that. I know she gonna swing on me, but it was all a good fun, and I appreciate you for watching and being a fan of the show. Look, I want to jump right in because I want to make sure you get all your time and all your things. So we gonna hit you with the same questions that we did, Mr. Mack. So let's start it off with. Let's introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us about yourself, your background, and what inspired you to run for Miami Gardens City Council.
Okay. Well, yes. Again, my name is Mykita Cherry Prime. Cherry like the fruit, Prime like Amazon Prime. I grew up in the city that's now called Miami Gardens. I went to Myrtle Grove Elementary. I went to Lake Stevens, and my mama sent me off to American. We stayed and grew up right on 32nd and 171st. Two of my sons, by the way, attended Myrtle Grove Elementary as well. So I am very, very excited to say that my children also attend schools in this district in Miami Gardens. I'm a teacher by trade, so I've been teaching for a little bit under 2 decades, as well as now I teach in Miami Gardens at Miami Northern. I've been a teacher there for about 6 years, but as well as my teaching by trade, I'm also a community advocate. So I used to be the co-chair of Live Healthy Miami Gardens, the governing body, where we did.
That's where I met you.
Yeah, that's when we met each other years ago.
Yeah.
Primary health care was on all those calls with mental health and alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. That boosted me into where I'm now. I'm a board member for the Center of Family and Child Enrichment, a community health facility right on 18th Avenue on 167th Street. I'm also the scholarship and recruitment chair for the Miami-Dade Family Alumni Chapter. And before I was that, I was the chair of the Progressive Young Advisory Board, which is with one of the advisory boards for the city of Miami Gardens. Only thing is, we're trying to reacclimate and bring the young people back in. And I'm not talking about our young. We're a little older on the older side. We're in our 40s, right? And close to 50. I'm talking about the college kids because of their disenfranchisement.
Thank you for sharing all of
But
your
I think I've
accolades.
seen in this political
I'm
climate, they're very
sorry.
interested. I was at Miami-Dade. Oh no, I could go on. You can
No, no,
stop me,
no.
but
It
I'll
it
answer some
paused
more
a little
questions.
bit, so I thought you had stopped speaking. I'm sorry if you were talking about your connection to Miami-Dade. I want you to finish your thought.
Okay, yeah. So I've also I attended we honored Papa Keith, the Caribbean Affairs Committee at Miami Dade, and I got introduced by one of the residents and the students in the community, and he told me he was interested in running for office. He was interested in getting involved, and he was going to hold everybody to the fire. Oh, thank you, babe. I needed some light in here. That was my husband. He's always working, and I appreciate that.
That's a
You know,
good man, Savannah.
good man. So that is something as well. And I'm also a member of Top Teens of America. I've been a mentor there for about 4 years, but before I became a mentor, I was always a mentor in high school. You know, as a teacher, if you're an educator, you become auntie, cousin, TT, Tay Tay. You become everything to everybody. So my work is just what it is. I love community. What can I say?
Thank you for sharing all of that, your resume. And also too, I forgot to say this when Mac was on and you mentioned Murder Grove. Uh I went to Murder Grove and I got a few Murder Grove Eagles in the chat too. So put some Eagles in the chat if you went to Murder Grove. But I love the connections in Murder Grove. And I
Yes.
love that Maya brought up like reopening it over there. I think she's at Murder Grove Park. So definitely love the connection there to Murder Grove. I wanted to call that out because Murder Grove has a special place in my heart. So I want to get into my next question. Um, why are you the right person for the job? What professional, community, volunteer, or leadership experience have you had that best prepares you to serve on the Miami Garden City Council? Please share, any specific examples that you've done that translates to responsibilities that you'll have if elected.
Okay, definitely. I just want to say and start off by saying I respect both of my candidates, Ms. Winter and Mr. Mack. I think that they are amazing people. However, in terms of community, I think you definitely want someone who didn't come show up. We has been doing the work in the community for over 15 years. And I have been in the community. I've ran previously before, and I have never stopped and given up. I have continued to show up for the community, and I will continue to show up for the community, whether it be with health, with Live Healthy Miami Gardens, whether it be providing scholarship and college and career readiness acquisition for free, which I do with multiple Divine Nine organizations in the community for free out of my time. And I've done them in the city of Miami Gardens mainly, and a few in Miramar surrounding areas. Not only that, I'm also active with my job. I'm a teacher. So because I'm a teacher, it pushes me in the community. So a lot of the kids in the community, I have serviced. I often tell people everyone isn't into extracurricular activities. Some of my kids are really high and really bright. Some of them require a little bit more attention. My summer camp that I'm over this summer, my students, they require a lot more interaction, a lot more exposure. And I think it's important that whoever you select or earns your vote is very consistent and has been consistent. So I think that's what separates me from my opponents, even though I think they're great people.
Thank you for sharing that. You better talk your talk. My next question is one of the issues residents consistently raise is traffic around Hard Rock Stadium during major events. What solutions would you support to reduce traffic congestion and improve the quality of life for nearby residents while still embracing the economic benefits the stadium brings to the city?
Well, I definitely think we would need to have a meeting with not the city manager and whoever is over the traffic section, because we have to take care of our own. And if they're not going to do it, then we need to enforce the residential lanes. They say we have residential lanes. I picked up a decal. I passed out some decals. And when I get in that lane, I'm still stuck in traffic for a very, very long time. So I think they need to rework that traffic lane. I also think we need to incorporate or change our traffic lanes to where we use back streets, because I'm a back street queen. You may not see me on 27, you may not see me on 441 Honey, but I'm definitely getting through those streets and I'm hitting those back lanes. But I'm younger, I'm a millennial. A lot of our seniors, they want to stay on the main road. They want the street to be lit up. So I think we just need to expand those residential lanes and also make sure that it's effective, because it's a great plan and it was great, but it just needs to be tweaked a little bit more to me. So that's my main thing. We have to fix it because we can't depend on anyone else, to fix our issues.
Thank you. Um, my next question is Miami Gardens continues to grow and attract new development. What is your vision for the city's future? What type of development do you support? And how would you balance economic growth with protecting the character of the existing neighborhoods? And as opposed to the previous candidate is, like I said, it feels like Miami Gardens has this custody battle between do we want to be an entertainment
Yes.
district or do we want to be a fully residential district? And I also think it depends on like the age group who wants what. So I just definitely want to know what are your thoughts around like development and what I just mentioned.
Well, that's a great question. We currently already have an entertainment district, which is that 27th area, 27th Avenue area to maybe where the stadium ends. That whole area has already been put up to be developed. However, for me, it's housing. When I'm out talking to the seniors, personal story, I have an aunt that's going to have to relocate to Orlando because it's too expensive to live in Miami Gardens. The seniors, the 55 and older senior communities are too high, or they don't want her because she makes too much money and her husband. So she's moving to Orlando. that is a problem for me because I don't want my senior or elderly auntie to move away. So I think the housing that we're bringing into the community needs to make sure that certain areas or certain apartments or certain houses or certain condos or whatever the entity is designated for a certain amount of Miami Gardens residents. Now, we can't guarantee that they'll give us all, but maybe 15, 20%. I mean, because the housing in Miami Gardens is really, really, really tough. Everything is going up: property taxes, rent, light bill, water bill. Thank God that water surcharge passed, because I was sick and tired of paying $400-500 in water bill. Dividing my, it's expensive. It's getting more expensive to live here. I'd be at Aldi's maybe once a week. I can't even really shop at Publix. I'm at Aldi, so I'm feeling the crunch. I'm an educator, and like I said, I'm a public servant by trade, and we're all out here trying to make it and make sense. But we are getting squeezed a little bit. So that is something. Housing is my number one thing. Number affordability, and it's expensive out here. Janae, we all know that. But I see a lot of seniors that are getting aged out of their homes. And to me, that's just not okay. Even if they sell their homes, or even if we were to give them a tax break with their taxes, if there's money out here that we can allocate for seniors, we're going to have to cut some spending. We have, I think, about $10 million in events that we host. We're going to have to probably cut back on some of that, especially with this with this president for the next 3 years. We're going to have to do some work. So, yes.
Definitely. Thank you for breaking that down. And as we're talking about like development and the stadium and all of that, I want to give you the same question. What is your wish list? Because one of the biggest things that comes to the stadium in the city is jazz in the gardens. So just a fun question, just throwing it in there. Came in the chat earlier. What is your wish list for the lineup at Jazz in the Gardens?
I think jazz should be split into 2 days. So I love R&B, but gospel that's my girl too. I mean, I have to praise and worship in the morning to be able to deal with everybody, right? So me personally, I would prefer if we have a day of R&B and maybe a day of hip hop, because we do have different populations, and I don't think anyone has to be age out. Shout out to Mr. Brenda Fulton. She said we don't need to have no hip hop. She said Rolling Loud is for the young people. She want to keep jazz. Okay, I know she's gonna get me for saying that, but she wanted it out there. But I think
I agree with it
we should divide.
because I've seen some good hip hop acts at Jeezy was a great time, but I'm also too a millennial. So.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Jeezy is definitely somebody you want to see, and I like when Rick Ross went. It was really, really good.
Yes, it was a great show. So you're saying split it. So
It is.
ideal lineup would be you're not like thinking more artists. You're like what the music style is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
R&B, and let's do hip hop and separate it.
yes, and keep the jazz early in the day when the sun out, because not that many people coming out then. But for the crowd, just make it a day, where because you know where you're coming, and sell those tickets separately as well. You know, so
That part. Thank you for taking that. That was one of the spitfire questions in the comments. So definitely want to give you a chance to answer that. Getting back to the residents. Residents often tell us they're concerned about public safety, property taxes, illegal dumping, and unpermitted campers or RVs being parked in residential yards. Of these issues, or of others that you heard from residents in the district, which would be your highest priorities, and what actions would you take to address them?
kind of all of them. So the RV, I can start first. There was a resident that told me that the RV was dumping their fecal matter on the side of the house, and it was stripping the
Hmm.
yard. Yes, but that ain't how she said it. That ain't how she said it.
I don't know
She
what she
said
probably said. What's
it.
up? Ish.
So we can't. So you can't legally go in anybody's yard. The only way to see the RV would be to go into that person's yard and then look over, and then you can have code enforcement. So it's a lot of little red tape. I would want to remove the red tape. It would have to be within the scope of legal. I would have to probably talk to the city attorneys and make sure we can do it. But some anonymous tips to see if we can remove some of that red tape, to where I know it's your private property. We can't come on your private property. But to have to spy into your yard from your neighbor's yard, I still feel like that's violating. Maybe we could do something like house calls, where you can call in and say, hey, I have a tip, knock on the door. Hey, hi, is there an RV in your yard? Whatever, and not any drones. That's one thing that I want to do, because it's illegal to have the RVs in your yard, in the back and the side and the front, everywhere. And I'm not against to the additional dwelling, because I feel like, or two or three, I do feel like it is your right and your property. If you want to make sure that it's tough in this economy. I would love to put something to say with 2 or 3 people on the compound as well, to mitigate all of these high costs. However, there is a way to do it. Now, you said two more things. I think you said illegal dumping.
Yeah,
Illegal dumping.
I said I said it was public safety, property taxes, illegal dumping, and the RV campers.
So talking about public safety, my father is actually a retired police officer for the city of Miami, and then an he became a assistant city manager, no, assistant chief for the city of Miramar. So I am definitely on par with public safety. I think it's important that you feel safe. However, I think community policing needs to come back. I think we may need to do some faith in blue organizations where you get, because everybody runs to the church. We're gonna be honest, when Johnny or Tay Tay pass away, or your mama sick, you run into the church, you want to go and pray.
Hmm.
So I feel like we definitely need to depend on our faith organizations and partner with our law enforcement, partner with them. I also think we do have the National Night Out, which is like a national campaign, but I definitely think that we need to partner with the community, with the police officers, whether it's cone with a cop, ice cream with the cop. We have the explorers for the youth police program. There are programs that we have. We just probably need to make sure that we bring more awareness to them, because a lot of people don't know of some of the programs that are going to Miami Gardens. It don't mean we don't have them. It's just not accessible and easy information.
Thank you for breaking that down. Um, my next question is serving on the city council can be challenging, especially when residents are frustrated or emotional. How do you personally handle pressure, criticism, or conflict? Can you share an example of a time you had to lead through a difficult situation or respond to a strong public criticism?
Many all the time. I'm an educator, so I teach children for a living, and I'm the department manager. We had 1,776 children last year that I had to oversee. So I deal with parents all the time, all day, every day. And I'm a mother. So you try and touch one of my children and see what happens. You're gonna get a different Mykita Cherry Prime, right? So I'm aware that when I'm in that professional space, in that professional setting, and I've decided to be a teacher, then I have to hold myself accountable. The same thing with, if once elected to the seat, right, God willing, I'm gonna have to govern myself a certain way. You can speak and talk to most people. I'm not necessarily a person to lose my cool. I'm gonna be honest. You have to be very close to me to kind of get that out of me. My mom, my husband, my children. Other than that, it's not that I'm going to take it personal what you say, but I do feel like you do need to understand that people are passionate about their community. Now, yes, you may have someone that just may be someone that may want to come at you, and that's okay. You know where they are. You put them in their box. You say hello, and you keep it moving. I'm not going to address what definitely doesn't need to be addressed. But does that mean I have to hate you, dislike you, or be disrespectful towards you? No. You're concerned. You have your concerns. I have my concerns as well, and we just need to continue doing that way. So yes.
Okay. Thank you for breaking that down. And just, following up on that, Miami Gardens has had some tense moments during city council meetings, including disagreements between elected officials and exchanges with residents that have sometimes disrupted meetings. And as we found out in the chat, has ended in lawsuits. What
Yes.
does professionalism on the dais mean to you? And how would you help maintain decorum while still allowing residents to feel heard?
You have to put yourself in that resident's shoes. I was at a city council meeting, and a woman spoke that her house had got burned down and was getting rebuilt. She had $70,000 in code enforcement violations. Yes. I was very upset. And as she was leaving, no one really said, "Hey, pull you to the side," because she was upset and she ran out. But I feel like somebody maybe should have addressed her. I would be, and I'm sure you would, and most people on the call and in the chat would be upset as well if I had $70,000 in code enforcement violations and my house was burned down. It was being rebuilt. So to me, I will put myself in their shoes, take a step back, and then I'll say, you know what? It's not personal. And you have to remember that it's not personal. If you sign up for this job, uncomfortability, critique, and all of that other kind of stuff is going to be constant. You have to remain consistent and get your job done. And that's it. It's not about my personal belief or your personal belief or your opinion. It's about getting the work done. So I think my work will speak for itself and has been.
Thank you for breaking that down. Every campaign needs strategy. What do you believe is your pathway to victory in this election? What communities, ideas, or messaging do you believe will resonate most with voters?
I believe that as long as you tell the voters what you have done, what you are doing, I think that the rest will speak for itself. Is I never have to bad talk anyone or break anyone down or try to rip anyone down or go after anyone. That's just not my style. Because what's for you is for you, and God has already shown me and told me what it is, so I know what it is. So for me, my strategy is just to continue to get my messaging out there and let the residents know what I have done and what I'm doing. And as long as I continue doing that, the rest will be done.
Mm, thank you. And my next question, um, and we have our last two questions. So before we get to those, I want to get to some of the questions in the chat that they had specifically for you. So let's see. How does she plan to balance her responsibilities as a councilwoman with her many other responsibilities?
That's my student. Hey, Denari. Congratulations. Happy day, boo. I know you was getting on the call. Okay, anyway, that's my boo.
What was that?
One day at a time. I'm human just like anybody else. And I'm the mother of 4 boys and a wife. So, I'm always cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, right? But I have this passion for the community for students like my student Denari, who never thought about running for public office or getting involved. But now he is on your live and he is 18, Janae Tate. And I'm sure some of my other
Oh,
students are in the chat. Hello, clock it. So
come
they
on, students.
clock it. So my point is, having a schedule, making sure I stick to it. I'm going to, so for example, once I get in, I am going to have 2 town halls. I'm also going to make sure that I'm having roundtables. I'm a part of multiple organizations and I don't miss the business. Now, I may miss the social, I may miss the party, I may miss the dinner, but when it comes to handling the business, I'm not going to miss because I signed up, even though it is, a labor of love, I'm not getting paid or compensated. It's something that I signed up for and I'm passionate about what I do. And again, I have a legacy. I have 4 sons that live in Miami Gardens. My son's at FAMU. He's home this summer working a summer job. My other son to be at Norland Senior High School. One's at Norland Elementary in Norwood. They got to be close to where I can get to them because I work at Norland Senior High. So it's important for me, for my sons to want to go away and come back home. I want them to come back to this community. We're raising 4 generations of Miami Gardens. They're the 4th generation. My mom was the first. And my grandmother came here when my mom was 10. Then my mom was here. Then it's me. And now it's my children. I think it's important for that. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I have a calendar and I'm committed to what I'm doing, as I have been. So yes.
Thank you for breaking that down. Next question from the chat earlier that we got, and I would love to know your thoughts on this.
Yes.
What is your plan to get Myrtle Grove to the finish line? We are 10 plus years behind on the GOB bond.
Tell me about it. I'm about to take my jacket off. It's going to get spicy in here. Okay. So as I stated before, I have swam at Myrtle Grove pool, park, and played there, as well as my sons have attended Myrtle Grove Elementary. I just saw at one of the churches that I spoke at, the old secretary. So Myrtle Grove is passionate to me. I'm going to be hitting the ground hard on Myrtle Grove. Why? Because our part should have been done. But of course, you all know it's phase 1 and phase 2. So of course, when the survey went out, it was for the pool or for the community center. I voted for the pool. But when I saw the vote, we lost. I was mad. I'm not going to lie. I felt some kind of way. I wanted to go knock on the door and say, y'all was wrong for that because y'all know we need a pool. We don't have a pool. The only pool we have really working is Bunch Park and it's 4 feet. And then we got Betty Ferguson. And then there's another one in Brentwood that is 6 feet, 7 feet, but it's not working. So I was upset. However, the voters won. Their vote mattered. Their voice counted. So I feel like they've been trying to play and say, okay, well, if we remove this part of the gymnasium or the community center, we can still keep the pool, but the pool needs to go because that was the vote. So I think it was a lot of red tape that was causing it up. Okay, I'm not going to say what names, but it was a lot of red tape that was holding up our pool. Our part should have been done. And like it's going to be the last one done because AJ King is definitely breaking ground. So what I'm planning on doing, I'm definitely going to have a meeting with the city manager, I'm city 1 and 2, all of them, and talk to them about, okay, what can we do to get this pool done now? We need groundbreaking as soon as possible. So that's definitely going to be my push because, again, it's not fair that you have to go to all these different parks and you have to pass your park every day. I just don't like it. So definitely, that's one I'm going to have, as soon as I'm elected, I'm going to have a meeting with the city manager and get this park moving. With the developers, all of the plans is already there. Let's just get it done.
Thank you for explaining that or sharing your views on it. This question from Claudia earlier was about real estate or home ownership. Miami Gardens currently has down payment assistance programs of $20,000, but it tends to change from down payment to beautification, etc. With values going up, how do you plan to increase that down payment?
So 2 things. There's definitely money already allocated for that. So we would just need to move and change it around. However, another thing with that 20% or that purchase assistance program, there's also a ceiling of $382,000 to purchase a house. Y'all know houses in Miami Gardens are not no $382,000 for no nice house. It's probably just a shack and it's missing a roof. So who's going to buy that? You need something for $465,000 or more. So I would definitely want to increase that ceiling. That's one thing that I want to do. And then we have realtors. Again, I'm a teacher. I try not to step on anybody's foot. So I would definitely want to work with the board of realtors to see if there's a way that we can move the legislation that would impact Miami Gardens, so that we can see, okay, if the house needs beautification or if it needs down payment assistance. But I would want to first move that ceiling, because $382,000, you're not buying a house in Miami Gardens for that price. It's not happening.
Thank you for breaking that down. Do you plan to continue any initiatives? Councilwoman Wilson, who currently hosts C4?
So the one initiative that I plan on doing is the she does, we educate my students and I, we volunteered for the prosperity baskets, and the seniors loved it. And I was asked that question. A senior said, well, if we elect you, baby, are you gonna keep this up? And I said, ma'am, do you really feel like it's a need? She said, yes, I do, because it brings us together and we're able to work. The seniors come together the night before, and my students we bag the bags. Once we bag the bags, we sort the bags. And then once we sort the bags, we distribute the bags the next day in the hot sun. So my students really enjoyed it, but they said the seniors were spicy on there. They were like, oh, I said, yeah, when you get a certain age, you can say what you want to say. I know I'm going to say it. So I'm definitely going to say it. So that's one thing that she has done that I would definitely want to keep up, as well as she's done the work with Leslie Estates, even though that's in seat 1 now. But we do have Lejeune Gardens, and I rode through Lejeune Gardens, and I was out in the community, and a lot of the residents were asking, hey, what was done for Leslie Estates? If we vote for you, would you be willing to do our roads and our infrastructure? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's an undertaking. According to what she did, I would have to work with some other council members, but those are the 2 things that I am looking to keep up. That's about it.
Thank you. What can you do to get more trees planted in green spaces in District 4? It's hot and getting hotter. And this is actually coming from a resident of District 4.
I love that area. I love that question, because with Live Healthy Miami Gardens, we partner with Urban Health Partnerships. I actually had a meeting with her today at 11, but I had another meeting, so I had to reschedule it. But Urban Health Partnerships, we planted trees. Okay, let me say this. No, that's not true. We did not plant the trees on 175th that's blocking y'all from backing out your driveway. We did not do that. That was the county. Okay, that was the county. But we did give out trees, because the data shows that the more green space you have, less crime. Not just for the heat, but just the more, if a criminal sees green trees or a manicure lawn, they're not going to come up in your yard because, oh no, they watching you out a camera, right? So we do know that base, and that's data. You can look it up and Google it. So we would definitely be making sure my partnership, I've already been partnering with them for about 10 years with Live Healthy Miami Gardens, Urban Health Partnership. You can look them up and see them. And we will be doing tree giveaways. They actually want to do it now. So we're going to be working on that. It may be before the election is over with, because I'm supposed to meet with Karen. I had to schedule it, so she's probably going to get me. But that's what we'll do. We'll work with partners, and we'll give away free trees. Nobody should have, because those trees are expensive, $300-$400. We don't have that. So no, Urban Health Partnerships is who we want to work with, or who we've worked with in the past. But there are other Big Green. I know when I was over Live Healthy Miami Gardens, those white big old tubs, planting beds that you have in your backyard, we passed those out. We delivered those. So that's something that I will want to do as well. So yes.
Thank you. And this is a new question that came in from Miami Gardens Now. During your previous campaign, you stated that you wanted to start a neighborhood crime watch in Myrtle Grove. That initiative was never implemented. What happened? There's one now started by another.
So I don't think you probably was around then. When I was working with Ms. Rhea Hughes with the Myrtle Grove Neighborhood Crime Watch, I was working with Ms. Hughes to start the Neighborhood Crime Watch. We was having multiple meetings and meeting. And then eventually, I don't know what happened. I was calling and contacting, I couldn't really reach. And then come to find out later on that the Neighborhood Crime Watch had already been reacclimated, because remember, there was a Neighborhood Crime Watch, and then it was disbanded, or it didn't disband, it kind of dissolved, and then it was brought back up. But I definitely was in those talks and in those meetings with that Neighborhood Crime Watch before it got rejumped and started. I don't know what happened. I think we lost contact, but I was definitely around during the planning sessions for that Neighborhood Crime Watch with Ms. Rhea Hughes. And it was a few other people. I think it was Ms. Deborah. She lives across the street from Myrtle Grove Elementary, as well as Ms. Leslie Roberts. And you can ask them.
Okay. And we'll take this last question from the comments before we get back to letting you do your final questions. If elected, would you support establishing a sustainable city grant program that supports proven nonprofits working to improve outcomes for Miami Gardens youth?
Well, of course. We currently have, I know we have a summer program initiative where the city of, neighborhood crime watches and organizations like shout out to Commissioner Betty T. Ferguson gives away $40,000 a year for youth programs, but I'm a teacher, so I support everything youth. I'm actually going to be seeing if we can get the educational compact back, because they were providing programs as well. But the city of Miami Gardens already has a internship program. Some of my students, not a lot, maybe about 10, but there's about 100 students in that, maybe as much as the auditorium as a whole. Like, don't quote me on the numbers, but it's full every day of students that receive internships as well as mentorship programs. And there are some that are already in the city. So to be honest with you, if something isn't broken, I don't feel we need to fix it, but I would want to support those organizations as well as those programs. Not one thing I do want to, there's two things I want to do as a mom that I'm upset about. Those swimming lessons, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to sign my sons up for those swimming lessons. And before I'm the third, fourth person, when I get up to the front of the line, they're already gone. That is a problem for me. And we're not really able to pay for it because the city receives funds to pay for it. And I'm like, open it up for us to pay for it if we want to. So that is something that I'm looking to, as well as increasing the summer programs. So, we have summer programs every year in the city of Miami Gardens. I'm over one not for the city through Empowering Youth, which is a nonprofit organization that provides youth. And we take our kids on field trips every Thursday. And they are one of the partners for the city of Miami Gardens. However, I do want to make sure that we can increase those numbers and allocate more funding for that, because again, I'm a resident like everybody else, and if I don't sign up by a certain time, my sons are on the outside watching TV and on the phone. Awesome.
Well, let's get to my last question. Why should the people of Miami Gardens trust you with their vote? And 1 or 2 minutes, make your case directly to the voters watching tonight.
Okay. Well, residents of Miami Gardens, this is your friend, your neighbor, your daughter, your cousin, your child's teacher, and your church member. I want to let you know that I'm here running for Miami Gardens City Council, not just for a position or for a role, because again, I've been in leadership for quite some time in terms of community advocacy, but I want to make sure that I can expand the things that I'm already doing. I am also here to work for the community. My mom lives in Miami Gardens, my coworkers, my sons, my aunties, and some of my cousins, we still live in the city of Miami Gardens. We've been here for quite some time and will continue to be here no matter what the outcome of this race is. And I know you want to make sure that you have someone that you can reach out and touch that is not only accessible, but somebody that you can call. My phone number is on all of my literature. My email is on all my literature. You see me in the grocery stores. You see me at the corner stores. You see me at the library, because I live in the city. So I'm humbly asking for your vote to vote for someone that you can trust in, someone that you see, and someone that you know is going to get the job done.
Thank you. And before we let you go and let you plug, how to follow you and donate, volunteer, is there anything that you want to say before we let you go that we didn't touch on?
Not really, but the boundaries. So the boundaries. As you all know, the area was redistricted 2 years ago. So the boundary is different. So if you live on the west side of 27th Avenue, and if you live on the east side of 47th Avenue, the south side of 191st to 34th Court, and the north side of 151st Street, that is the area. But it also extends from 151st Street to 155th Street, as east is 19th Avenue and as west is 57th Avenue. I am your candidate. So please know your boundaries. Please make sure that if you are voting in this election, that your signature match. You may have to do a signature change on the registration form. Change your signature and make sure that your registration is updated. A lot of people have gotten pushed out. They've purged like 100 and some thousand absentee ballots. And when I'm out talking to people, a lot of them aren't aware or privy to it. Also, if you live, and this is a freebie, if your voting precinct is AJ King, AJ King is under construction, please, you're going to be voting at Lester Brown on election day. I don't know why they put y'all all the way over there. Don't tell me that. Don't ask me. Janae Tate, that's your area, girl, because when I knocked on doors, your address came up on one of my paces. Hello. So if you live in the AJ,
that's I was like, wait, what?
Man, that's your area.
I was for the AJ King.
That's your area, man. If you vote AJ King on election day, you're going to be moved to Lester Brown. Yes. So please, 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 please make sure that you're aware, because the disenfranchisement of our community is real, and they are after our vote. Yes.
Oh, thank you. And like, we actually have residents from your district in the chat. So hopefully you guys are sharing this with your neighbors and your family, letting them know about that change. Mykita, let people know how they can follow you, your website, donations, volunteer.
Yeah.
Let's give them all the things.
You can definitely find me on Facebook, Mykita Cherry Prime, Instagram, I am Cherry Prime, as well as my election website is www.electmykitacherryprime.com. You can donate your time. You can donate money, whatever you want to do. If you just want to reach out and talk, if there's something going on with you, I would definitely love to be your voice and love to be your helper. That is another reason why I got involved, because so many people were calling me, and I would have to call for them, and that was a problem for me. Like, you shouldn't have to call somebody else to get your stuff done. You should be able to call and say, hey, I got an issue, what is it, and for them to do it for you. So yeah, I definitely want to make sure that we're helping our community. So yes.
Thank you so much. You broke it down. This has been an amazing, kickoff to our candidate interviews. Kudos to you and Mr. Mack for jumping in the hot seat, for taking the rapid fire questions, live questions from the audience, the keepers, the Hollow News audience. They be a little spicy sometimes, but they played nice today. But I actually appreciate, being candid and honest and just shooting straight from the hip, but just saying what was on your heart. So thank you for coming on the show and telling your story. And you guys have the information. We actually have, if there's a third person in this race, Angela Winter.
Yes.
I just can't do 3 interviews on this show, so I have her coming on Tuesday. So she'll be the next interview. But you guys, you got the information. You make the best decision that's best for you and your family. And look at the candidates that have come on to independent Black-owned media that means something. They value it, so that shows you a lot about what they think about our community and even entrepreneurship to a certain extent. So I appreciate you guys for coming on, and thank you, Mykita, for breaking it down and being such a gracious guest today. I thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for the interview. I'm gonna read the chat later, and hopefully you bring that hat and torch back, because I did enjoy that episode. It was a really
Y'all
good.
love that hat and that
When it went down and I almost burned, you was like, "Oh no, don't burn it." I enjoyed that. It was really, really refreshing. Yeah, it took away all the seriousness. Yes. So definitely love you. Thank you so much for
Thank
all.
you so much, Mykita. You have a good night.
You too. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
It's a lot of cherries in the chat. Okay, okay. I see y'all. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. I saw y'all was tussling Miami Gardens now and somebody else. Who's that? PP Prime. What y'all got going on? I saw y'all. I can see the comments, y'all. um, let's see. I know your boundaries. Okay. And I'm glad she broke that down. And I forgot to ask the previous candidate. So I'm glad you guys who live in the district know who and where and who represents you. You didn't ask any questions to candidates, but you are a journalist asking questions. Is that for me, P Prime? Or is that for Miami Gardens now? Okay, prime time. Both great candidates. Good luck to the both. Yeah, both honestly a solid choice. That was yeah, y'all. I see. This is why I don't tell y'all who to vote for. The people they putting their resume out there. They telling y'all who they are. Y'all make the decision. Thank you, Claudia, and thank you for that good question about the home ownership. I'm gonna bring the hat back. Should I have brought the hat back for church? We got a few minutes before we get up out of here because we gotta talk about we gotta talk about we gotta talk about the gays and the church and what that meant. But let me get through y'all comments and we're gonna get to it. And then I'm gonna get up out of here and let y'all go. Okay. This is my first closing. Since we at church, this is my first closing. Word to Bishop Isaiah. That's my bishop, rest his soul. But over there is Dr. Gloria and Dr. Rochelle Lord. That's Jesus People Ministries. They taught me about the church life. That's the church I grew up in. There's only one Bible candidate in this race. Okay, Prime. You clearly you got the cherries. You're for Mykita. If she helps get off the ground, I don't see a question being asked. Obviously, she had her hands in the project also. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all tussling with each other. I'm voting for her. Okay. Great interviews from candidates. Good job. Thank you. Um, all right, that's y'all tussling. You're welcome. Hot C to D, both went well. I'm excited to hear from Jerry Prime. Gotcha. Eating ice cream, watching my favorite podcast. What I told you about this Mr. Mega, do not make me blush on these people internets. But thank you for watching your favorite podcast. You're my favorite person. Okay. You see them, Tony? They've tussling in the comments. Yeah. Great job by both of them. Congrats to God bless to both of the candidates. And like I said, they're telling their stories and y'all make the right decision for yourself. All right. We got to the end. Mac for a brighter future. All right. Mac attack. And Cherry Prime. It's cherries and Big Macs all through the. Let's put some burgers, some Big Macs, and some cherries in the chat. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you. So let's get into Chev. Did anybody catch the Holy Ghost at the church event? They did. Somebody caught the Holy Ghost. Somebody was yelling it like they was yelling like their soul was being saved. I said, did Shevrin, bring you to the Lord? Did this event from Shevrin bring you to the Lord? Okay, so I want to get into this because this was a personal conversation that happened offline that came from my thank you, mommy, that came from my interview yesterday with Papa Keith on That Part podcast. Go check out Senator Shevrin Jones interview. Really, really good interview. Very honest, very candid, like good interview, right? But something that he said, because it came up, you already know how we the black church and the homosexuality and all of that get the it's a very touchy subject for certain people. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even know why that's still a thing in this world, but I do like I get it, but it's just such not a thing for me, right? So, so here's two things that came up. So, like I got these conversations offline. I was like, let's bring it to the podcast. One one thing is this, and I'm gonna tell you, let me get to it. Let me get to it, y'all. So one thing that came up in the podcast interview was like the significance of like the support of a black gay man. And so I got a phone call from a friend, black gay man. No, I'm not. He's not gay. I'm a black straight man. Sorry. So he called me and he's like, Janae, so does this mean that they're condoning his lifestyle? Because if they're preaching one thing in the Bible and they're saying that this is law, but they are supporting him, what does this mean? Like, can we talk through this? And I said, you know what? Watch my podcast because we're gonna talk about it with the World Wide Web, all right? And for me, I just never. I'm gonna tell my personal views, and then we could get into. Come on, yes, Max and Cherries in the chat. Come on, Dobby. I love how you were supporting both candidates. But so my personal views are this: LGBTQ people have always existed. They've always been here since the beginning of time. Let's be clear. They just did not have the luxury to live in their fullness all the time, right? So when people feel like, oh, it's this new thing and they're trying to put it in our face, I'm like, everybody deserves representation, right? Everybody deserves representation, right? And so um to me, there was them embracing Chevron and blessing Chevron and saying, hey, we endorse Chevron and shading the other candidates because they was definitely throwing big shade. Just shows me that we are getting closer to me, that's God. Like God is all, God is love, God loves everybody, God made us all. I think human beings created separation because that's, we're flawed human beings in our ignorance, and people, you know, have created this division. But I feel like now we're getting closer to the divine place that we were meant to be. Like I think we were meant to all be and love one another and not be mean and hateful and hurtful to one another. So that's how I feel about the acceptance of LGBTQIA people in the church. It's like we're coming back to God. We're coming back to love, right? I'm not going to act dense and act like that's not what all black people think and feel and all this other stuff. So I do understand the history of it all and the homosexuals and you need the down lows and so I do understand all of that, right? And I was even talking to my mom offline about it. And she was like, you remember that time Bishop played that Oprah episode of the Down Low Men at church on a Tuesday night instead of Bible study? We watched Oprah, y'all. I ain't even lying. If anybody went to Jesus People in the early 2000s, y'all know I'm not lying. We watched that Oprah episode about Down Low Men. Okay. And so for me, I understand the nuance of it all. But for some people to feel like, hey, like this feels like what are they saying? Are they accepting it? I actually think that's a step in the right direction. But I would love to know what you guys think about it. And here's the interesting thing that Shevrin gave a very interesting and I think a good answer. He was like, even though some of them may not totally agree with everything, they agree with the leader that I am. They see, the service that I provide, and that matters more to them than anything that they may not be able to totally agree with. They agree with the service and the leadership that I have had. And so I thought that was an interesting, nuanced answer. And so I wanted to bring it to our conversation because I love how we get it going in the comments. And I'm going to come to it in a little bit. But I wanted to share my personal views on how I view sexuality and gender identity. It's whatever. When I say I'm in 2020 no, I'm in 3040. Y'all in 2026, I'm in 3026. Like that's how progressive my thoughts are. If you know me personally, you know I deal with people, I deal with spirits, I deal with love. I don't care about none of the other stuff that the world tells us that we need to hate and not like, right? So for me, I actually thought it was a beautiful display of love and acceptance. So let me see what y'all thought about it because I'm going to get into this next thing that Shevrin said on the podcast. Okay, so yes, we have speak on it, friend. Yes, that's my brother right there in the chat. Come on, JJ. Not sure what the issue is about my page and my show log. What is y'all talking about, mommy gardens now? They are leaders and they obviously know something the masses know too. Okay, okay. That's a man commenting to you. Okay, sassy. What? What's going on in the comments? Churches are way more liberal now. It's to be expected, even when they don't speak on it. Agreed, agreed. Um, let's see what else y'all got to say. Yes, I remember, and I step in the right direction, love out loud, no matter what. That's right, Auntie. I'm just going to sit back and watch these comments that probably others know too. Okay. It's so okay. Let me see what Amber had to say. Let's keep it real. Gay black men have always been most accepted in the black church, even at the time when men weren't as comfortable being open. We grew up with gay choir directors, lead singers in the choir. If we're going to talk about it, the Bible's toters have always accepted them very easily. Let's keep it real. Thank you. Because, and it's gonna go into my next comments and our next talking point. I'm gonna just be here for the comments because we act like the choir wouldn't be dull and boring AF without our gay black male choir directors. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, okay? And so, yes, thank you, aunties. So this is something that Shevrin said on the podcast yesterday. He said, so we were talking about, the acceptance of, the symbolism and everything. And he said, something to the effect of like the black church wouldn't be anything without gay people. And that got my phone to ring about a few people. And I said, and I was like, you know what? The choir wouldn't be ish without the gay black men. You was right. But let's be clear. Let's be clear. I defended and I understood where he was coming from. And one of the calls I got, they were like, "Oh, that's a reach because what do you mean it wouldn't be nothing without gay people?" And I'm like, I get why you may feel that way. I get your point. However, come with me, right? The music ministry is such a big part of black culture, and black gay men have shaped that so much that to me, without that, it would not be what it is. Like black church would just be people talking and dry, dull energy. It would be like the white church. But it would be. And that's not at like everybody in the choir in the music ministry is homosexual, as my mama would say, homosexuals. No, everybody not homosexuals. But we ain't gonna deny the talent and the creativity and the culture and the just amazingness that have been the contributions of gay people in black church. And to me, when you step into a black church and that choir is singing right and that music is flowing right, you are ushered into the gates of heaven. I don't care what nobody say. If you have burdens on your shoulders, they lift off. If you have joy in your heart, it elevates it. It moves you. That's to me the soul of the black church is the black choir. You cannot tell me that it's not. So to me, to a certain extent. And I'm gonna just stand on it. I agree with Shevrin. The black church wouldn't be nothing without gay black men and gay people in general. And we don't even know if Sister Lawanda who want to be on a watchman and a security guard. She's gay. We know it. She got a low boy, but she's a good person. She's a good person. And we know the person who come in and they not really clockable, but they may be trans and they fabulous and they're a great person. We see the people coming to church. Everybody need the Lord, right? But getting back to the music ministry, I just feel like the role and the key role that music plays in the Black church, I feel like without that, the Black church would look totally different than what it is now. I don't think we get to fully to our salvation without the Black music, the soul that's in our music. And the contributions to me of gay people that help usher that culture in should be credited. And it means a lot. I think it means more than we want to give it to them. And because we have not allowed people to live in their truth, to live freely, we want to look at it a certain way. I think there's a little bit of homophobia in that to not give the people the credit. Because here's the thing, can we give Black women's their credit for the fashion that is? You see me in my goddamn suit. My grandma used to be stunting through them churches. These her earrings I'm wearing. These are beautiful earrings. Okay. Black women, that's a part of the culture too. Can we not say that that's the fashion and the energy that Black women brought to church? Do we downplay that? No, because y'all don't like the gays. Y'all don't want to get the gays they things, okay? And I'm gonna speak on it. And here's the thing, because y'all already know I'm a huge fans of Funky and T.S. Madison and a lot of the LGBTQIA people. And something that came up that I actually believe, I think that the freedom that gay people have, all of the rainbow, I think there may be a little bit of jealousy there. Because they get to be free and you can't. They get to freely be themselves. And some people can't be themselves. And now that the church, with this symbolism of this is like a small thing, local thing, but this symbolism of the acceptance of Shevrin kind of ushers us into that full freedom. But let me get to the comments because I feel like going on. Come on now. Let's read the comments. No weapon, y'all better not be mean to me in these comments, formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. Because I feel like y'all gonna read me in these comments because y'all don't agree with what I'm saying. Keep it going, doing your thing. Sometimes people distract the situation. Keep going. Okay. Let's see what y'all saying in the comments. Hey, Kim, yo, nice. We talking about right now the influence of gay people in the church. Do we feel like the Black church will be nothing without gay people? And this is something that came up in my conversation in my podcast interview yesterday with Senator Shevrin Jones. So I just wanted to bring the conversation here. So yeah, girl, you may want to rewind because I just went on a whole rant. Peaches should have told Shame that her roommate was gay before he went to sleep in the bed. JJ, and that's our favorite movie. Oh, okay, let me see. I mean, just understand the question was asking. Okay, y'all still going at it. I wouldn't go that far now. Black Americans in general have soul. I don't think it has anything to do with sexuality. Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You didn't drag me too bad by my edges, juice to find. You didn't drag me too bad. Auxiliaries are definitely supports various ministries that moves the church forward. hmm Like I said offline, if you think that, then the civil rights movement wouldn't be anything without white people. Nigga, do not come on here cutting up on my live. And I told you, you have a good point. You have a good point. And white people played a role, but move. Get out of here. Look, y'all don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. This is the podcast is commentary. These are my thoughts. These are my views. This is for us to have an open space to talk about things. But can we agree that gay Black men have definitely played a huge role? And like I said, for me, I don't think the Black church will be anything without them. But you don't have to agree with that. And you did make a great point. But we could just agree to disagree. Okay. Yes, come on, friend. Come on. Thank you for having my back. Let's see. I think Oh Happy Day boy from Sister Act 2 had a little sugar in his tank, for at least from the movies. Terry, Tony Terry, I need you to grow up. I need you to grow up at some point. Accept or tolerate it for the institution's benefit. That's a good one. Honestly, I would like to say in 2026, it's accepted. I think in the past it's been tolerated, but I would like to believe in today's day and age, it's accepted. This is too multi-loaded. for me to unpack in this space as an ordained voice of the Black Baptist context. Black Christians are conservatives across the board when it comes to sexuality, heterosexualism. Yes, they are. And I should send you the link so you could come on here and talk about it. We rather a strong gay man than a sassy straight one. I'm finna, I'm finna go on to the next thing. I'm your Serenity 10. What? you, you just said a lot with that. Our B choir leaders, our best, oh, you trying to say our best choir leaders are gay. Very true. Who's going to get the work done? That's the question. Because never mind. They about to get Mommy Artists out to turn back to Care City now in a minute. They turning up like the 47 Ave apartments. Okay, okay, but they're not the reason the Black church exists. He said the Black church would be nothing without LGBTQ, which is total reach. They have been great in the musical sector. Okay, okay, we could agree to disagree. I see your point, Mega. I see your point. Um, okay, okay. So let's see if we got some new topics down. Y'all, Kimio Dice, everything. Let's see, let's see. But does his sexuality have to do with him getting the job done? We have cold heads as doctors and lawyers every day. I agree. I agree. I don't think it has anything to do with his leadership. And right now, I'm not even talking about his leadership. It's just more so the symbolism of it all and the significance of them embracing him and like how far we've come as a community openly accepting um a gay Black man, especially in our church. Because let's be clear, I don't think this happens 20 years ago, maybe not even 10 or 15 years ago. So you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know like if it's in the church like that, right? And this was an event in a church, not like a meeting space. So that's more so what I'm talking about. But his sexuality has nothing to do with his leadership. And I'm definitely not trying to say that at all. Just wanted to bring a hot topic that kind of spurred from our conversation yesterday and just wanted to bring it to you guys to talk about it. That's pretty much it. Because I like talking about stuff like this. Senator Shevrin Jones is definitely an asset to the members of LGBTQ. Isn't the main perpetrators grooming young people? Is the main perpetrator? Okay, Senator Shevrin Jones was definitive to assert yes that members of the LGBTQ isn't the main perpetrators grooming young people, but predators and religious institutions are violators. Yes, he did definitely make that point. Tell me how. Shall prosper. You better sing it with me, friend. I definitely need to catch up. Yes, you're gonna have to watch it back, Kim Yo. Um, Not the low down dirty shame reference. That took me out. Who was your choir director? Who cares what someone is? Who is getting the work done? I totally agree. And I think one of the times at Jesus People, we had a gay choir director who was in the closet. And can I tell y'all this? That choir ain't never sang as good as they did when he was over it. And if you went to Jesus People and you know who I'm talking about, you know I ain't lying. That choir ain't never sound as good as when that man was over it. I can promise you. And not saying that his sexuality had anything to do with it, right? But but this was we talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like because you're gay, you're talented in music, right? That doesn't equate to it. But we can't deny that a lot of gay people have been in the music ministry and churches, right? And have turned them up and turned them out and not in that way, pause, but they just made them just exponentially better, right? Um, the Black church would be nothing without the Lord, but the gay men in the choir did give a little more favor. Okay, mommy. And you already know Mega gonna like that comment. we we could we could okay. Touche. She got me in real time. I'll give you that. Meg, I hope you still watching because look what she just said. She just checkmated me. She just checkmated me. You absolutely right, Mama. That's a good one. That's a good one. Cut up on cut up on Star Love the commentary. Thank you, Auntie. Who is your choir director? I'm not saying that man name. I'm not saying his name. I can't say his name because I don't know if he ever came out the closet. It just was the rumors that he was probably had a little sugar in his tank. Megan, but you're right. Their whites were critical in a lot of the movement's success. Okay, okay. Yes, Savannah. Yes, it's time for Black people to stop being he he'd regarding the gay community, stop being I don't know what that word's supposed to be, auntie, but stop being, I'm gonna just say, hateful to the gay community. Do we shut out the gay community because of their personal sexuality? Now should we now we should not now we should not ever judge anyone. Agree. I wish I knew what you was laughing at. I meant being hypocritical. Okay, to the gay community. My uncle was gay and he loved the Lord. Yes, he did. Auntie Greg, God rest his soul. And he was a sweetheart. He was funny. And he was like, ooh. He used to call me and my sister Gucci Prada. Ooh, y'all so pretty. Y'all finna have Auntie and Gucci and Prada. Shout out to Auntie Greg. Let's see. Why she read the straight man like that? Wait, who read the straight man? Who read the straight man? Crickets on sassy straight one. Oh, that's what she read, the straight man. um, God, I certainly never been pastors embrace, never seen exactly. So thank you, Kim. You're nice. That is a significant thing, right? Like I've not seen that, especially in I've been covering politics for 16 years. I've not seen that. And I think that's, like I said, a really dope public example of embracing and love. Now we ain't saying it equates to he gonna get all the votes and all. We not even getting into the science of all of that because we still don't know until it's over. Till everybody vote. I'm not saying that one any more votes over, but I'm just saying as far as where we are as a culture, I thought it was beautiful. Nah, you were singing and it didn't sound too good, so I'm asking who was your choir director? Now, Claudia, I wasn't in the choir. I was in a youth choir. But I wasn't in the choir that was singing down to the ground in the 1990s. Not too much on my voice. First of all, I didn't have, let me get some oil. Let me put some blessed oil on me for my voice. Because that was my talent as a pageant singer. Now, I can't sing like Whitney, but I can hold a note if I practice and breathe and drink my right water. I'm not a strong singer, but I can hold the note now. I can hold the note. Yes, he was. I was saying you were singing just a few notes. Who was your choir director? The churches in our communities are a disappointment, but how a person chooses to live, that's between them and God. King talk. I appreciate that. I jam Ajameen Gray. How you say your name? Ajameen? Mr. Gray. We gonna say or Miss. See, I don't know what your gender is. So I hope I didn't misgender you. Gray. Can I say Gray? Pastors Grace gave me every Sunday through their choirs, through I Pastors Embrace gave me every Sunday though. In their churches, it's a double standard. Good point. Where's my tambourine? Marlon, you're hilarious. Uh, Janet Jeanette was in the dance ministry and drama team, not the Janae. Janae was in the dance ministry and the drama team, not the choir, but she could hold the note. Thank you, mommy, for coming to my defense. And here's the thing. For some reason, I could dance as a little kid, at least whatever my auntie taught me. I cannot dance now. Maybe a good little two-step, and that's it. Brother Gray. Okay, Brother Gray. Thank you, Brother Gay. No, Brother I didn't mean Brother Gay. I meant Brother Gray. I'm so sorry. I just speaking too fast. I did not mean to offend you. I hope you didn't. I hope you take it as just the me talking too fast. Okay, Brother Gray, Brother Gray, Brother Gray. I did not mean Brother Gay. Sorry. So sorry. That was just me talking too fast. So sorry. Uh, I just think saying there would be nothing is a total reach. The black church was the cotton field singing hymns when we weren't allowed to praise God. They have an influence, but he reaching. Okay, Mega. Okay, I agree. And I don't know if you saw what Velveeta Tate said, but she said the black church will be nothing without the Lord. And we could leave it. We could close the pen on that. We could close it because that supersedes all of us. That supersedes everything. Black, white, gay, straight, dog, cat, all of that. Brother Gray, I did not mean it. Brother Gray, that was just me speaking too fast. Please, I hope you didn't get offended by that, Brother Gray. Brother Gray. Just tell me how to pronounce the Ijameen. Please tell me how to pronounce it. Brother Gray, I did not mean to, I did not mean to do that. Please don't be mad at me. Oh God, this has been a fun episode, y'all. We've been on here talking and kikiing and food la line and all of the things. Shout out to Funky Dineva. If y'all watch me and watch him, I watch him a lot. So sometimes I may say things he says because I literally watch everything he says. So I don't want anybody to think I'm biting. This is just me watching somebody so much that influenced me. Okay, it's Ijamon. Ijamon. Ijaman. So Ijaman Gray. Did I pronounce that correctly? Ijaman Gray? Ijaman Gray? Let me know. I seriously want to know how to pronounce your name. You know what? Send me a voice note pronouncing your name on Facebook because I know we're Facebook friends. But y'all, this has been a very fun, very, very just cool Can We Talk podcast. I'll be back. Okay, I was close. Okay. I'll be back Tuesday with our candidate interviews. I'll have a flyer and everything so y'all know when to tune in. And I just appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We got up to about like 75 viewers today, so I'm really happy about that. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to our monetization on uh YouTube. We're halfway there for our viewers that we need to get to the first tier monetization. So y'all keep sharing, keep watching it so that we can get there to get monetized because that is the goal so that we can fund what we do here. I love y'all for real. This has definitely been another great show. Love the interviews and the topic on the church and the gay community. Yes, thank y'all. We're gonna keep doing some of these hot topics as they come up. If y'all have some ideas, definitely drop in my DMs and let me know. But thank y'all so much for watching. We have some amazing sponsors that I'm going to play right now. So y'all just stay tuned, watch what they got going on. Support those who support High Low News. I love y'all for real. Y'all go back and share those interviews with the candidates, with people that you know who definitely live in Miami Gardens and in District 4. Thank you again to the candidates that came onto the show. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe and share. Go to highlowNewsMiami.com for all of our latest news and exclusive content on our website. Sign up for our email newsletter. And of course, follow us on social media. And let me know who should be some candidates that we should be interviewing next. We're gonna be opening up the calendar for people, so y'all let me know. Let me see what y'all saying before I get up out of here. Really enjoyed this segment, Star. Keep on shining. Oh, thank you, Auntie. I love you. First time here. Looking forward to more. Yes, Leslie Roberts. Thank you for coming, girlfriend. You was in the comments giving all type of energy. Love it. Clock it. Thank you for being genuine. Oh, thank you, Keisha Spars. So, Keisha, you pretty girl. Who this is? She real pretty. Um, Come on, Ross Beer. Oh, thank you. Love the episode. Love you. Thank you, Savannah. Thank you, Auntie. Get Desmond on the show. He running for governor. I'm working on that. Thank you, Mr. Gray. Uh, thank you, Amber. Love you guys. Y'all have been amazing. Y'all have a good night. Y'all, you know, giving all praise and honor to God who has head over our life. Y'all have a great, y'all have a great. Let me give y'all some oil in the chat. Just some bless oil for everybody watching me tonight. I love y'all. Bless oil me. Bless oil me. I'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye.